So today we're going to talk about how Elijah went to heaven in a chariot of fire. Elijah never died. He went straight to heaven. Let's just recap a little bit about his life. We read all about his life in the Bible, in the book of Kings, 1 Kings. Now Elijah was just a normal looking person. He was unpopular, uneducated, wasn't wealthy, yet he had a massive heart for God, and God greatly used him while he was alive on this earth. And while you're alive on this earth, if you're a Christian, then what you do for Jesus is so important. In fact, it's the only thing that really matters, how you serve God and how you live your life before Him. Elijah challenged the king and the queen whenever they told him to stop worshiping God, and as a result, he prayed, Lord, stop the rain, and that'll teach the king a lesson. That's what he done. God hid him by the brook Cherith for 2 years under a tree, fed by ravens every day with bread and with meat. Then he went to Zarephath, and the widow woman gave him bread, asking for a cake. Elijah asked her for a cake, and because she gave him a cake, the oil and the flour never ran down. That was a miracle. And of course, her son died one day, and she was distraught. And because Elijah prayed, the boy came back to life, and the mother believed in God. It's wonderful. Then, of course, the king challenges Elijah. He's so angry, so cross. And Elijah takes up the challenge. In fact, Elijah challenged the king, let's go to the mountain, Mount Carmel. And on the mountain, with all the false prophets, they had a competition. They built a sacrifice to see whose God could light the sacrifice. And of course, Elijah's God, my God, the one true and living God, lit the fire. Even though it was soaked with water, the fire came down from heaven and it exploded. And all the water was licked up, the stones and the sacrifice, and all the false prophets, Jezebel's false prophets, which he paid with their own money, died on the mountain that day. Then Elijah said, can you hear the rain coming? And after 3.5 years, the rain came, and Elijah told the king to go home to his palace. And while the king's going home, Elijah overtook him with his bare feet, with his sandals, was able to run faster than a horse. Can you believe that? He is officially the fastest runner on this earth, and that was Elijah, the man who could run faster than a horse. What happened? The king didn't get any better, he became worse. He coveted his neighbor's vineyard, Naboth, and because Naboth refused to give it to the king, he had him stoned and put to death. Then Elijah got a new prophet called Elisha, and Elisha became the new prophet, the man of God who was going to take over after Elijah. And Elijah says, after 10 years of working, Elijah was able to do miracles. And Elijah he said to Elisha, I'm going to leave this earth. My time on earth has come to an end. I would like to give you a present. Is there anything you would like? And Elisha thinks, and he said, do you know what he said? He didn't ask for a house. He didn't ask for a horse. He didn't ask for money. He didn't ask for health. He said he would like a double portion of God's Spirit. In other words, the way Elijah was a man of God, a powerful man of God, Elisha wanted to be twice more powerful. And Elijah says, if you see me disappear, your wish will come true. And suddenly, a horse and chariot made of fire come down from heaven, and Elijah jumped onto it, and the whirlwind of horse and fire took him straight up into heaven. Elisha was amazed. He couldn't believe it, to see his friend, his best friend, go to heaven just like that. Isn't that amazing? Do you know there's only 2 people in the Bible, in the world, that never died? One of them was Elijah, and the other was called Enoch. Enoch never died either. God took him to heaven. Elijah never died. God took him straight to heaven in a chariot and a whirlwind of fire. It's amazing how this man, his life was over just like this. Then Elisha became the new man of God. God always has a man. He always has a witness to stand up for his name. And Elisha asked for a double portion of God's Spirit. That was lovely. And see, whenever we look at Elisha's life, which is coming next, at the end of his life, that man was able to do twice more miracles than Elijah. God honored that. And because he asked for something so nice and so special, God gave it to him. It's wonderful to be a man or a girl or a boy of God. And it's wonderful to have God to use you and to bless you. But imagine you wanted to be a man like Elijah. I'd love to be a man like Elijah, to be able to go everywhere and tell people about God and the Lord Jesus, how he loved him, how he died for them. And even though people laughed at Elijah, they mocked him, he didn't care. He just kept focusing on God and kept living his life for God. His life's over now. He's in glory. He's in heaven with God. He had one moment to live for God, a few years, just like I have and just like you have. I wonder how well do you live your life for God? I love Elijah because I love the God of Elijah. He's such an inspiration to follow because every day he thought about God, he loved God, and he served God. And there's no greater way to live than putting God first in everything in your life. Get to know Elijah's God, the God of the Bible, and you'll really want to live your life well for God. That's Elijah. Thank you.